Right now, you're moving at 1,040 miles per hour. You can't feel it, but Earth's rotation is carrying you faster than a fighter jet through space. But what if it suddenly stopped? Not gradually, not over years, just stopped, for one single second. The physics of what would happen next are so extreme, so catastrophic, that this 1 second would reshape our entire planet. Everything not bolted to bedrock would keep moving at over 1,000 miles per hour while the ground beneath suddenly stopped. The kinetic energy released would exceed every nuclear weapon ever built, combined, by a factor of millions. This isn't just theoretical destruction. This is physics at its most unforgiving. Let's explore what 1 second of stillness would do to our spinning world. To understand the catastrophe, we need to grasp just how fast Earth spins. At the equator, you're moving at 1,040 miles per hour. That's faster than the speed of sound. Even if you live in New York, you're still moving at 790 miles per hour. The closer to the poles, the slower the speed, but everywhere except the exact poles is moving incredibly fast. Now imagine you're in a car going 60 miles per hour and it hits a wall. Your body keeps moving forward at 60 miles per hour until something stops it. Usually the seatbelt or, tragically, the windshield. This is Newton's first law. Objects in motion stay in motion unless acted upon by an external force. When Earth stops spinning, everything on its surface becomes that object in motion. The atmosphere, weighing 5.15 quintillion tons, doesn't get the memo that Earth stopped. It keeps moving east at over 1,000 miles per hour, but the atmosphere is just the beginning. Every drop of water in every ocean keeps moving eastward at incredible speeds. Picture the Pacific Ocean, containing 710 million cubic kilometers of water, suddenly becoming a wall of water moving at 1,000 miles per hour. These aren't tsunamis anymore. They're continent-destroying floods that make the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami look like a ripple in a pond. The western coasts of all continents would be hit first by water moving faster than commercial aircraft. These megatsunamis would be miles high, carrying with them everything the previous waves picked up: buildings, cars, entire forests, and sadly, everything living. The eastern coasts wouldn't escape either. As all this water crashes into the western sides of continents, it has to go somewhere. It would flow over mountain ranges and flood eastward, creating a second wave of destruction. No coastline on Earth would be safe. The redistribution of water would be so massive it would actually change Earth's shape. The ground itself would experience forces beyond imagination. Earth's crust, which we think of as solid and permanent, would buckle and tear under the stress. The sudden stop would create seismic waves that make the largest earthquakes in recorded history seem minor. We're talking about magnitude 15 or higher earthquakes, a scale that doesn't even exist because we've never seen anything close to this powerful. Mountain ranges would collapse. Fault lines would tear open for hundreds of miles. The ring of fire around the Pacific would become a continuous chain of volcanic eruptions as the crust cracks and magma finds new paths to the surface. But here's what's truly mind-bending. Even solid rock has momentum. Entire mountain ranges would slide eastward, grinding against the newly stationary bedrock below. The Himalayas, the Rockies, the Andes, all of them would become massive landslides moving at hundreds of miles per hour. The very geography we use to navigate our world would be erased and redrawn in minutes. Now let's talk about what happens to life itself. Every bird in flight, traveling at their normal 25 miles per hour, would suddenly be in 1,000 plus mile per hour winds. They'd be swept away instantly. But it gets worse for everything on the ground. Trees, which seem so permanent and rooted, would be uprooted by wind forces thousands of times stronger than any hurricane. These aren't just strong winds. They're winds moving faster than most tornadoes, but covering the entire surface of the planet simultaneously. Animals, including humans, would face the same physics as everything else. Without something incredibly strong to hold on to, we'd all become projectiles. Even inside buildings, the structures themselves would be moving eastward while trying to stay anchored to the now stationary foundation. Most buildings would simply shear apart. The few that might survive would become death traps as everything inside furniture, appliances, people, slides eastward at incredible speeds. The kinetic energy involved is so enormous that when moving objects finally stopped, The friction would generate heat comparable to meteorite impacts. Here's the strangest part. After 1 second, Earth starts spinning again. But the damage is already done. The planet would be utterly transformed. New ocean basins would exist where none were before. Mountain ranges would be relocated hundreds of miles from where they started. The atmosphere would take years to settle into new circulation patterns. Weather systems would be chaos for decades as the atmosphere slowly redistributes itself around the globe. Most haunting of all, evidence of human civilization would be scattered and buried under billions of tons of displaced earth and water. Future archaeologists might find pieces of New York City embedded in what used to be the Rocky Mountains. This thought experiment shows us something profound. Our entire existence depends on forces so fundamental we don't even notice them. Earth's rotation, which seems so stable and permanent, is actually the invisible foundation that makes our world possible. What seemed like just one innocent second of stillness would reveal the incredible, hidden power of the physics that govern our everyday lives.